Hey guys, it's Friday and that means another story time. We're going to be starting off on chapter 11. This is where we left off. They were going to going and trying to fix the time slot that they had originally messed up. This chapter 11 is called The Bargain Basement. It all started when we went to help our Aunt Dee Dee clean out her basement. I know that's probably not where you'd expect a treasure hunting story to begin, but sometimes these things happen where you least expect it. The four of us, me, Tommy, Storm, and my twin sister Beck, we're all pretty bummed to be spending a nice Saturday morning in a dusty old basement. We couldn't say no to our favorite aunt. She was getting older and couldn't afford to live in that big old house of hers anymore. So she said we'd come over and help her pack. Hand me another box, Tommy said. There are some books over here I want to clear off the top shelf. Tommy's the tallest, so he was in charge of the high stuff. 1 second I heard him sweeping a bunch of books into the box I handed him, and then the next second I heard a loud clunk. Then, ow! When I looked over, Tommy was rubbing his head. Next to him, a big leather-bound book lay on the floor. That thing is heavy, he said. Storm went to pick it up. Wow, it really is, she said. What is it? It was the size of a little suitcase with a faded gold monogram engraved to the cover. Who's GK? I asked just before we heard Aunt Dee Dee on the stairs behind us. Oh my, look what you kids found, she said. This house is absolutely filled with memories. I am sure I'm going to miss living here. What is this K for kid? Storm asked. It sure is, Dee Dee told us. That journal belonged to your great aunt, Geraldine, kid. She was one of the only lady gold prospectors in the 19th century. Cool, Beck said. Some people said that the adventurous streak in our family was born with her, Aunt Dee Dee added. She sounds awesome, Tommy said. Actually, Aunt Dee Dee said, I'm afraid hers isn't a story with the happy ending. Ma about bears? I asked. Drowned in the Colorado River? Tommy poisoned by a rival prospector? Storm asked. The truth is, my siblings and I came by our imagination, honestly. We've been all over the world and we've seen some crazy things. They don't call our family the treasure hunters for nothing. Tommy even has fans. Most of the young females scream kind. No, it's nothing like that, Aunt Dee Dee said. Why don't you bring the journal upstairs and I'll tell you kids the truth, sad story of Geraldine Kidd. Chapter 12, The Ballad of Geraldine Kidd. Storm sat great Aunt Geraldine's journal on the dining table with another clunk. I leaned in for a closer look. I wasn't sure how interesting this was going to be, but pretty much anything was better than cleaning out the basement. The first 100 pages or so are fascinating, Aunt Dee Dee told us, but in the end, it all just turns to gibberish. The poor thing spent so much time alone, from Carlos Bed Caverns to Tahiti and everywhere in between. I think she might have lost her mind along the way, and Aunt Dee Dee was right. The whole first part of the book was page after page of handwritten notes all about the places Geraldine went and the treasures she found or didn't find. You know where to find me, Storm asked. Who's she talking to? Maybe us future kids, her descendants. It's possible, Aunt Dee Dee said. That journal has been handed down from generation to generation, but we may never know what she meant. The very last entry reported all kinds of nonsense. Storm flipped another page. The only thing written were numbers. Lots and lots of numbers. That's so weird, Beck said. It all changes just like that? Aunt Dee Dee struggled. I'm afraid so, she said. But enough with the sad tales. How about you four get back to work and I'll start cooking up a nice batch of... Hang on, Storm said. She was still staring at the pages with with all the numbers. I'm not sure, this is just gibberish. Usually when Storm says she's not sure about something, it means she knows something. She definitely had our attention now. Go on, Tommy said. This looks a lot like a cipher to me. Storm said, no way. A what? Aunt Didi said. The rest of us were already drooling. For us, something like that is completely irresistible. A cipher. It's a kind of code, Storm explained. You can use it to spell out secret messages if you had the correct source text. What kind of source text? Didi asked. Like this journal, Beck said, tapping the book on the table. I'll bet is right here in front of us. Storm pointed to the first numbers on Gerald's list. See here? It says 1866-3. That means we go to page 18. She flipped to the front, then counted forward 18 pages down to the 66th word, she said, and counted off her fingers until she got to the word determinal. That's the clue, Didi asked. Determinal? Hang on, she said. It's 1866-3, which means the third letter in the 66th word is T. So T, the letter in the secret message, Tommy said. Awesome. Yeah, but there are pages and pages of numbers, I said. It's going to take forever to get through all of that. If it was easy, someone would have done it by now, Storm said. I'm starting to think Gerald and Kid knew exactly what she was doing. You could feel it. Everyone was getting excited now. Aunt Didi, do you know what this means? Tommy asked. I don't have a clue, Didi said. If this cipher is worth what I'm guessing it's worth, you won't have to sell your house after all, Storm said. Already she had to get down to business face. In fact, we all did, because we're kids, and we know the smell of sweet treasure when we get a whiff of it. Chapter 13, Cracking the Code. It took Storm until after midnight to work through the cipher, which unfortunately meant that Tommy, Beck, and I had plenty of time to keep cleaning Aunt Didi's basement. But when Storm finally called after she was done, we popped out of the cellar like a fresh toast from the toaster. Beck got there first. When she saw what Storm had done, she didn't look happy. What? She said, is this some kind of joke? So maybe Geraldine was a little cuckoo after all, I said. But Tommy was all over it. Nope, he said. Those aren't just numbers. They're coordinates. Then he grabbed Storm's pen and wrote out the numbers on another way. Now I could see it. We're used to navigating around the globe, so longitude and latitude are a jam. Where do those coordinates point? Beck said. Right here, Storm said. She already had a map pulled up on her phone. The Superstition Mountain in Arizona. Seriously? Tommy said. It felt like a cold breeze had blown in from the outside. Do you mean the Superstition Mountains? I asked. As in the Bermuda Triangle of the American Southwest, Beck said. That's exactly what I mean, Storm said. Anyone who knows about treasure hunting knows that the Superstition Mountains are famous for two things: hidden gold and mysterious disappearances. People have searched for the famous Lost Dutchman's gold mine up there for more than 100 years. And a whole lot of people who went there were never heard from again. If Geraldine knew where the gold was, why didn't she stake a claim? Why just write down the location? One way to find out, Storm said. Already, her thumbs were tapping through one of the travel apps on her phone. In other words, next stop, Arizona. Because the Superstition Mountains may be dangerous and mysterious and no place at all for kids. But we're definitely a place for kids. And that is where we're going to stop today, guys. So please do tell me if you like this book or not. And yeah, bye guys. I'll see you on Tuesday.